going on, everyone? I'm going to try to put a quick video together talking about Ripple, XRP, and a couple other things. As you can see here, there's plenty of buying opportunities. I'm not going to really go over the market. Everybody knows what's going on. Don't panic sell. Not financial advice, just what I consider a good idea. What do we have here? So this is the total alt market cap minus Bitcoin, which I like to look at separately. And it's been going down pretty heavily, but it looks like now it might be starting to build back up. You can see these bottoms are starting to get a little higher, so hopefully it keeps trending that way. Bitcoin is getting jacked pretty good. The smiley face is not indicative of how I feel about it or anything. This is just when Elon did it, was in this time frame, so I've just been watching that. One thing that I would keep an eye on, even though I'm not a Bitcoin guy, is if you come way out here and you notice where this bounce happened back over here, it's right about that same range. So that is potential for, like, the zone it's in. That's potential for like a major launch from this point too. So definitely be aware of that. I mean, I know the narrative is pretty heavy right now, but you know, buy the rumor, sell the news is a real thing. Financial media is crazy. You got to really learn how to weed through that stuff, and I don't know that I'm any better than anybody else, but what's going on? Get out of here. Yes, leave. Over here, I was looking at XRP just from way out when it first started to trend downward, and it looks to me that this 160 range, you can see where we tried to consolidate there. We didn't build support. We hit it again, got rejected down, had all this go on. Now it's retracing back up. And it looks like it's tapped it a couple other times and got sent back down. It's starting to trend up, so hopefully we can build support in the 140 range and go up. We'll see what happens. Again, I'm not a chart guy, so this is just me throwing some Fibonacci's up there and looking at where the stuff's doing what it does. This is just some stuff I use TradingView. It might be something you guys are interested in. Even if you're not like a chart person, there's a lot of articles that you can read. If you do some of the paid subscriptions, they give you like all these crazy technicals that they analyze for you, and you have all these meters and stuff that, you know, I don't know that you want to follow it 100%, but it'll give you some really, you know, intense information. You know, but you can see what the sentiment is looking like here. I mean, I don't see too many people worried. I mean, there's a couple of them out there, but you can see the general consensus, in my opinion, is pretty bullish. Anyway, here is their Ripple's website. I just wanted to go over some of this stuff to show you why I'm so into XRP and Ripple. I'm not an XRP maxi. I'm more of a utility maxi. XRP just happens to be my favorite holding. I feel like they're the clear-cut winner, in my opinion. Anyway, we'll just go over it. So, yada, yada, yada. Join hundreds of financial institutions on RippleNet. If you look into this, most of these you guys are not going to know because they're all in Asia for the most part. A little bit in Africa, Australia, a little bit of Europe. But in America, they're not really, you know, they got a lot going on over here right now. American Express is one of their customers. I'm not going to read all of this to you, but, you know, they're talking about how they streamline global payments and reach new customers. You know, you can read all this if you'd like. The on-demand liquidity that they mention is what actually will utilize XRP to source liquidity during cross-border transactions. That is potentially what can really drive the price action down the road. That's kind of what, like, the eyes on the prize situation is, in my opinion, anyway. You can use their stuff in all these places. You can see on-demand liquidity. It's not everywhere yet, but they're moving. You know, here's some of the things they're highlighting that they can do. The RippleNet capabilities. You know, they've been running for, I think, like 8 years now. I don't think they've had any major system errors or anything ever. I don't think the network's ever went down. I don't think it's ever been hacked, breached, anything like that, to my knowledge. I mean, I could be wrong. Pretty sure, though. You know, this guy, RippleNet, helps us directly address the issues of speed and transparency around international payments raised by our customers and make sending money abroad better. They have a little video down here. before we watch that, we'll check. ISO 2022 is a world standard that's been agreed upon. They are part of it. They're the first member to be focused on DLT technology, which is distributed ledger technology. So they are not like traditional blockchain. Distributed ledger is a little bit different. So let's check out this video. With a single connection, access the best blockchain technology for global payments, payout capabilities, and 40 plus currencies, on-demand liquidity as an alternative to pre-funding, and operational consistency through a common rule book. Bring this
back here. At Ripple, we've talked a lot about the Internet of Value, our North Star of enabling money to move like information does today. But how does the Internet of Value translate into banking? It starts with your customers. Your customers' payment demands are changing, and the Internet of Value plays a large part in delivering on those demands. Across retail, SME, and corporate customers, as well as the emerging wave of platform-based businesses, they are demanding global transactions that are seamless, real-time, certain, and cost-effective. Yet today's global transactions fall far short of those expectations. That's because the current payments infrastructure is a patchwork of centralized networks, legacy technology, and different payment rails. It's disparate. The technology, systems of record, messaging, and rules are different from one network to the next. It's slow. It takes an average of 3 to 5 days to settle across the numerous intermediaries. It's error-prone. Failure rates are high, and data flow between intermediaries is poor. And it's costly. Processing costs are high, an average of $25 to $35 for each payment. The downstream impact of these problems provides a subpar experience that's driving customers from your bank to fintech providers that can provide a better customer experience. We're solving this with RippleNet, which is the cornerstone of enabling the Internet of Value. RippleNet is a global decentralized network that brings together a diverse ecosystem of payments players for the first time in history. Let's look at what could be the fully realized future state of RippleNet. Network members process payments through real-time settlement with bidirectional messaging. With RippleNet, banks and payment providers can process payments more efficiently through the pre-validation of every transaction to eliminate failures and through rich data attachments for every payment. It also provides payment certainty through the pre-disclosure of information prior to settlement to eliminate failures, and through atomic settlement that provides pass-fail processing across all intermediaries to avoid settlement-like risk. Network members can also source liquidity through access to an on-demand pool of liquidity through digital assets. RippleNet provides the ability to lower liquidity costs by being able to source liquidity on demand and reduce the amount of nostros required to make global payments. For network users, again, these are corporates, SMEs, small banks, and other payment providers, RippleNet provides a standardized API-based interface to originate payments through their banking partner. They can access across networks globally. They can send payments on demand in real time. They can attach rich data, like invoices, to any payment. And they can gain complete visibility into payment status and delivery timing. RippleNet is solving the inefficiencies of today's inefficient payments networks. It's standardized. The technology, APIs, rules, and governance are consistent across the network. It's fast. The technology provides real-time settlement and bidirectional messaging. It's certain. Atomic pass-fail processing eliminates payment failures. And it's low cost. High STP rates and flexible liquidity provisioning lowers processing costs. RippleNet is the first step towards bringing the Internet of Value to life through one frictionless experience to send money globally.
So yeah, a lot of times in the blockchain communities, everybody's about decentralization. One of the things that made me more into XRP than Bitcoin was Bitcoin has the potential to challenge sovereign money of like, all the nations basically. It really does have the potential to do that. Whereas something like XRP being used by Ripple, they want to help, the system be better, and, just everything about it, they want to improve it. So to me, I just started thinking, if I'm going to be an intellectually honest adult, I'm not going to be able to sit here and believe that Bitcoin was created by some liberal in the Bay Area chilling in his bathrobe wanting to save the world. I don't buy that. I'm not going to get into that in this video, but the company that is building something that is going to work with the central banks and the governments and stuff like that, when it comes to an investment, regardless of what your ideology is and all this kind of stuff, it just makes way more sense to me than something that doesn't even have an ID'd originator, creator. Like, it's just, the whole story just is like, for me, I can't deal with it. Here they talk about, with the on-demand liquidity. Like I said, this is the one that could be such a big deal for us as holders. They don't have to pre-fund their accounts, which is something they do now. It's instant. Obviously, it's much cheaper. What do they have down here? Kind of showing you how it works as a bridge currency. It's more scalable and sustainable than any other digital asset. That's their claim. I agree with it. I'm not stating it as fact, though. It's my opinion as well. Let's see what this guy says.
Our company is entirely comprised of freelancers. So we're a freelance company for freelancers by freelancers. We build technology and tools to help our clients recruit, hire, manage, and most importantly, pay freelancers globally. When we work with RippleNet, we hyper-focus on underserviced corridors that have the greatest problem. So we can go to parts of the world where there's the greatest opportunity for growth that are having the most difficult payment challenges. The guy in the Philippines who makes $50 a week, they've completed their timesheet, they're getting a payout over a long weekend. Someone who's making $50 on the other side of the planet cannot wait 3 days to get paid. And when they do, if we're working with maybe one of your industry counterparts that's charging $2 to $5 per transaction, that's 5 to 10%. Would you like to pay 5 to 10% of your salary just to the bank that sends you the money? Of course not. Working with RippleNet, we get rid of that fee and we solve the problem of the long weekend because the XRP ledger never sleeps. And when I can shoot a payment through RippleNet Friday at 3 p.m. when all the banks are closed and they don't open again until Tuesday, that goes from fiat through XRP to fiat in his currency where he can buy groceries. And all of that happens in seconds. It's the future to work with money that doesn't sleep and doesn't close the door when the banks do.
It's good stuff, guys, I'm telling you. And one of the newer things they've been doing that I posted a video where they were talking about it earlier today. They're doing lines of credit. Now, this isn't something where you and I are going to contact Ripple and try to get a loan. This is for like enterprise stuff. Like, isn't it? I mean, if you're watching my channel and you work in that industry, maybe you could call them. But, as far as my normal followers and myself, we're not calling Ripple for a line of credit. But that is something they're offering now. And then another thing is, if you just look at these people, I mean, Chris Larson, he was the CEO of Prosper. I know some of my friends that you guys are really into that. He was part of the first company to ever show consumers their FICO scores. You got Susan Athey, who comes from all kinds of stuff. She was a long-term consultant to Microsoft. She was a chief economist there. Brad Garlinghouse was at one point. He worked for AOL. He was, I think, senior vice president of Yahoo. Yeah, that's what it says there. All kinds of stuff. He was an advisor to Silver Lake Partners at one point. You've been hearing me talk about them too. There's a lot of connections there with CBDCs and stuff. Has held board positions with Ancestry.com. That's kind of interesting. Here we have a former diplomat. You just look at all the stuff that these people are into. What is this? A bipartisan forum on foreign policy in the U.S. and a member of a council on foreign relations. That sounds, from a political standpoint, a diplomat standpoint. I bet she's connected. And it just goes on, software engineer at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. I mean, that is intense. Engineer for Texas Instruments. It just goes on and on with these people. You can just read where they are all from, and it's just the connections. Senior roles at BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, Credit Suisse. I mean, that's pretty intense. Counselor to the Secretary of Treasury. He knows about money. You got Sandy O'Connor. All kinds of stuff going on. JP Morgan. It's just, it goes on. And then their newest hire, the actual treasurer of the United States. And what's great about it is Ripple employees have been quoted as stating the goal is all the money. Well, her name just so happens to be on all the money, and I just find that ironic. It's pretty fun if you're a fanboy like I am. And keep in mind, that is like a lifetime position that is very prestigious, and she left it to go to a company who's being sued by the United States government. And if you don't think that she knows people that know things, you're crazy. Just think about that. Then you go over to leadership. There's Brad again. David Schwartz, who's one of my favorite people in the world. You look at some of the stuff he did. He was developing encrypted cloud storage and enterprise messaging systems for CNN, the NSA. I mean, that's, these people are dug in so many corners of the world. I mean, it is really crazy. Adobe, Yahoo. I mean, this guy was in the video I showed you guys earlier, and, he's been all kinds of stuff. He's on the boards of Bitso and MoneyGram. Under 40 in 2018. Monica Long is awesome. I believe she was in one of the videos I shared as well. She was also at Prosper. It's just AOL, Yahoo, Oracle, Dropbox, Ancestry. It just doesn't stop with these people. It really doesn't. They're all crazy. From awesome positions. This guy is one of their general counsels. Who did it say he represented? Oh, he was a managing counsel at American Express. It's a lot of names in here. Senior roles in Amazon, 15 years. Chief Financial Officer at Ripple, and was previously worked at General Manager at Gome. Several roles at Green Dot. And she was an investment banker at Citigroup. I mean, you get the picture. And then you have stuff like this, but they got a lot of grief over this. There was some articles that came out. Somebody was saying they were privy to information that showed our Navy was trying to have this company build chips that could integrate with Ripple's technology. I'm not going to play the video, but it was this lady, I believe, that said it. And you did have a response. It was... people were not about it. One of the things they were saying, I think it says it here. Yeah, crypto is supposed to free us, not to enslave humanity. So you do get a lot of that narrative going on. My opinion, and this is not advice of any type, but if we have to be real about it, the illusion of choice has never been more real. The banks, the money is what runs the world. So for me, I just see the writing on the wall with this company and its asset. It's tied in with governments, with central banks, with all this stuff. They talk about the internet of value. You got Elon. He's doing all the internet stuff with his satellites. They want to be able to get money to the farthest reaches of the world. He came from PayPal. He knows about payment space. And, there's so many connections that I can't even get into it all in one video, but this is pretty much, you see why I'm into this company. I'll try to get a little deeper into it over the next couple weeks. I just wanted to put something out because I have a feeling that in the next couple weeks it's going to be go time, and I hope we're all ready. I think that's going to do it for this video. I am going to drop one after this about Pancake Swap. I know you guys see me posted in the group about that all the time. I'm now doing some liquidity pools with them and stuff too, so I'm going to go over that in the next video, and I'll see you guys then.